All right. Hello, America. Hello, world. If you don't know who I am, I'm the sole owner of Outperform Training Academy. I'm a retired MMA fighter, and I am an active jiu-jitsu coach and jiu-jitsu player. I've been competing for the past 8 years. And being in this quarantine situation, I also understand how difficult it can be in the mindset of a competitor. If you are in grappling of any sport whatsoever, as far as sambo or wrestling, jiu-jitsu, or in MMA or Muay Thai, anything like that, any type of combative sport, I know that you are probably freaking out about the quarantine. And you're not even worried about being sick. You're more worried about not getting better. We have this bad inclination inside of our brains that the minute we stop working, that we're not progressively moving forward. And in our sport, there is no off season. So sometimes a quarantine like this might help us actually kind of rest up a little bit that we may need. But let's be realistic. We all know that we can't stay off the mats forever. You must continue working at your craft. So one of the biggest options and obstacles that most fighters always face is it's not that they're not strong, it's mainly always building up that conditioning. And on top of the conditioning, we also have a problem with losing our conditioning sometimes quite fast. Some people lose it faster than others. So as someone who lives in the field of strength and conditioning, who has lived in the area and the lifestyle of MMA, who still competes actively myself, I understand about the concerns of not getting better. So what I did was I created a free template for everyone. All right, so what I'm going is I'm gonna put it on my Facebook page, Outperform Training Academy. I'm gonna make a little video so you can see where it's at. I'm gonna attach the MMA conditioning template, and I'm also going to attach the grappling conditioning template, okay? Now this is a basic rundown of what you can do Monday through Sunday while you are stuck at home. If you have the options of going to the gym, that would be great. If you have the options of having equipment at your home, that would be great. Or people coming to your house to train with mats in the garage. Whatever you have, that's fantastic. But basically, you can just follow the template that I've designed. I've already released it to the students where I coach at Gladiators Academy here in Louisiana. I highly recommend that you push this out to everyone. You don't need to put in your email. You don't need to put in your phone number. I'm not trying to get your information. I'm simply just passing on what I know to people like you who are just like me, who just want to continuously get better. So follow this template. Everything will work itself out. Hopefully I can get through the videos fast enough so that way I can give you all the information out there here on Instagram. All right, so here is the template. This is the grappling edition, but I will cover the MMA part when we get to the development days. They're pretty much the same, but I made two separate ones so that way MMA can just pick up MMA and the grapplers can just click onto the grapplers and you don't have to confuse them. They're pretty much the same, regardless that our energy systems and what we need to work on are pretty much all going to be the same between us, except I try to keep the exercises a little bit more specific when it comes to jiu-jitsu and grapplers. All right, so let's get down to it. All right, so this is the grappling COVID-19 quarantine conditioning template. And let's get down to the first page. All right, so Monday is a stimulation day, so everything in blue. Tuesday would be your development days. Yellow would be your recovery days, back to stimulation, back to recovery, back to development, and then on your off day you can do yoga or any type of mobility work, things like that. So what is a stimulation day? So what we're going to use on the stimulation day would be atelectic intervals. This will train explosive power as well as the aerobic capacity to recover between the bouts. So what that means is basically you're just going to go outside, since that's all you can do, and you're going to use short work periods, which would be around 5 to 10 seconds. So basically think of shuttle sprints or any type of sprinting option. You're going to try to generate as much power as possible. So make sure you have a really good active warm-up. Now your recovery between will be around anywhere from 60 seconds to a minute and a half. If we were personally training together, I would have a heart rate monitor and we would get very more specific on that. But basically you would more work on active recovery, which would be like jumping rope, or you could do solo drills, anything that mimics your fighting style. So if you're a grappler, I would recommend using some of like Danaher's solo drills to incorporate the active recovery. You could do jumping rope. If you are a fighter, you could simply just shadow box, all right? So you'd want to work anywhere between 10 to 20 rounds, and your total work time should be around 40 to 60 minutes. Now the reason why is that is because we want an adaptation to actually set inside of our heart and our lungs, okay? So it takes a good duration of this type of workload in order to reach that type of capacity. Now, if you're only able to, say, sprint 10 rounds, if that's an issue for you, which is perfectly fine, then you would just perform a light jog until your total time would be completed, all right? So let's move into a development day. So development day is a little bit different. Think about it as like it's your hard day at the gym. So this can be done, this is the grappling edition. So this can be rolling if able to go to the gym. If you have someone that allows you to go to the gym and they are clean also. This can be done in a garage at home. If you have mats in a room, mats in a garage, and you've got someone that you can trust that is not sick and hasn't been around anyone, you can do that. Now, if you're unable to perform any type of grappling, or you're unable to perform any type of sparring, if you're an MMA, that would be a sparring day. If you're an MMA person, then you have heavy bad work that you could do at home. If you can't do those things, then what you would want to do is perform max effort weight training on these days. So you would work around reps between 3 and 5 reps, depending on how heavy of dumbbells and barbells you have at home. You also can incorporate strongman training. This might be a little bit more effective for some people because they don't have weights at home, but it needs to be very heavy. So you'd want like taking like 45-pound plates, very heavy things, and carrying it over your head for like say 30 seconds. Then you could hug the plate or do plate formers walk, and then you could also push a car. Each exercise would last for 30 seconds. You would perform all 3 back-to-back with 2 minutes rest, and you would try to hit around 6 rounds, okay? And then you would go ahead, catch your breath, and then jog for another 30 minutes at an easy pace. Remember, this is supposed to be very heavy, very taxing, gasping for air, simulating what it would be like doing heavy rounds on the mat or heavy sparring rounds. So our recovery day is a high performance recovery training. This is critical for recovery properly if followed the steps below. So we want 5 minutes of breathing exercises, practice on breathing in and out through your nose, 5 to 10 minutes of John Danaher's solo drills that will help you get moving, and then a 30-minute jog or an airdyne bike or swimming, this and that. Your heart rate should be steady at 130 beats per minute, and then perform another 5-minute stretching cool down. All right, you're pretty much gonna follow this system over and over. Now as a bonus, I put a second option for our stimulation day. So maybe you don't want to always run, well, you have a bodyweight complex that you could do. I also incorporated a 6-week progression program because some states are coming down even with harder quarantines, and we don't know how long this is gonna last. It could last 3 weeks. We could be in our houses for another 6 weeks, so try not to freak out. So I went ahead and put in 3 different workouts, and I also incorporated a 6-week progression for you, all right? So this is a very basic breakdown, but it will help you stay in shape, and don't be surprised if when you get back to the gym, you're actually in better shape than you were before, all right? I hope all of this helps all of you out there in the world. Stay together, stay strong, support each other. Things will get better, trust me. We're just gonna have to weather the storm. God bless, stay strong, stay safe. Remember, all this is available at Outperform Training Academy on Facebook.